I need to remember my intro. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to Chirpse of me, your host Glow, and a very, very special guest today.
Hi guys.
She is a model, a presenter, a content creator, just everything you need in a woman. Like, all around bad bitch. Do you want to introduce yourself?
So, hey guys, I am Hayaat. I don't know if you guys remember me from my other Chirpse Hurts episode,
Yeah,
but
you've come on twice, right?
I have.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're gonna have like you.
We've done one every year.
That's so cute. But yeah, I am what Glow said. I just one more, maybe less. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at like the whole summary vibe, but
Neither am I. But
we do everything.
Yeah.
We do everything. We're multifaceted, and yeah, live, laugh, laugh.
For those who have been here before, I know I haven't dropped an episode in like a year. We are back. Today's episode is going to be a little bit shorter. Just going to be a reintroduction, finding our footing. And in case you haven't noticed, this is the first episode where we've had visuals. So if you're on Spotify, be opening the app, be looking at the visuals, or go to YouTube. Yeah. Okay, let's just get straight into it. Hi, how have you been, my love? When was the last time I saw you?
Oh, I actually don't know.
Was it Brixton Jam?
Oh yeah, I think it was. That's January.
Yeah.
Oh, what a horrible time. Yeah, that wasn't a good time.
I mean, we were meant to go out yesterday, but we kind of
were
flopped
so
plans.
tired. We weren't on it. Yeah.
The burnout has been
Real.
like
It's been really real.
hitting.
Yeah.
I think the last week or so, I've just had to cancel a lot of plans. Which, if you know me, I don't do that. I don't cancel plans. Like, I will be there by force.
Yeah.
By fire.
That's the thing with yesterday. If you didn't say it, I would have forced it.
I was thinking to force it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, but I made plans with Hayaat.
I'm so happy that you were just like, no.
Yeah, we were meant to go to some like fashion PR party, and like I think I said this on my story. I don't know if you saw, but I think growing up like from like a working class background, right, and sometimes having limited resources and things like that has kind of given me a scarcity mindset.
Yeah, definitely.
So obviously now that I'm like in my content creator bag, like I'm in a lot of industry spaces, I still have this scarcity mindset where when I'm invited to things directly, or when there's like certain opportunities or whatnot that might not either align with my morals or might not align with like my time and my energy, I still feel like I have to say yes because I don't know when the next opportunity is going to come.
I actually think that's really real, and I think it's funny that you highlighted morals, because I think a lot of people want to project this whole thing of like, oh, I'm so like my integrity's up here. Realistically, everyone has accepted a job or gone to something where it's a little bit murky waters, and you're like, you kind of whatever. So I think that's hella real, but. Actually, I kind of think the scarcity mindset is a good thing, because I'll never forget when I had like a picture that went viral on like Twitter and Instagram. My followers like went up, and then I stopped posting for like 2 weeks, and my engagement has never recovered, like ever. Okay. I was getting like 2 to 5k likes a post. Now if I get 300, I'm like, oh, God is good.
Yeah, I quite like, because I was going through your things recently, because I like to check people's likes in it. So I was just like, oh shit, like the depletion. Because you have a lot more, no shade, but you have a lot.
How is that no shade?
No, it's not shade.
First of all,
I'll be checking it.
Check again. Go check again, because the last two kind of ate.
Okay.
I can say it, you can't. Okay, about the depletion.
No, because I was just like, no, because you're someone like, I really fuck with your work. Like, I be tuned. I have post notifications on. Like, I be tapped in. So I was just like, when you just feel like, no, people aren't showing my friend the love that they deserve. Like, I don't know what's up with Instagram or whatnot.
No, that's a great save. The algorithm, is just not my friend anymore.
But going back to trying to like make plans, like having to cancel. I think I pretty much cancelled all my plans this week apart from the podcast.
Okay.
I had a very long weekend. I was very burnt out. And it was like really taking a toll on my body, where I thought I was about to be like really, really ill. But it wasn't even that. Like, my body was just sore. Like, my mental was not okay.
Yeah.
So I was just like, do you know what? I cancelled plans on like my boy, who I haven't seen in like over a year.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, and like he's going to Berlin, so I'm like, I don't even know when. But I just have to do it anyways. And then yesterday I was like, do you know what? Me being invited to this event is just a sign that there's more invites to come. So let me just stay inside. I'll see you today. Yeah, but let's see what's on the agenda for today.
Let's go.
Okay. So obviously I haven't seen you since January, and I feel like I haven't spent proper quality time with you in a while. How have the last few months been for you? Because I know how they've been for me. And
the last few months have been, honestly, do you know what? I was actually saying this to Simi before. they are behind the camera.
Yeah, my assistant
you can't
producer
see
Simi
them,
is
but
behind the camera.
they're there. So 25, alhamdulillah, has actually been good in terms of like life has been beating me up, but I've actually been fighting back.
Yeah.
So it's not as bad as I think 23, where it's just like, I don't know what is happening right now. I'm fucking spiraling. But yeah, I feel like this year, a lot of things have changed. I've been like trying my hand at loads of new things because I kind of like fell into the presenting stuff naturally from like the podcast. And then I was like doing event production for like premieres for 3 months last year. And then I saw Staffy in the media line at the BAFTAs. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, this is cool. She was like, oh, I'll shout you. And I was like, thinking, yeah, sure. Because you know how people in the industry like to be like, oh, let's get lunch. Oh, we'll do this, we'll do that. But they never do it. She actually messaged me. And I was
for
like...
those who don't know Staffy is like an amazing, like...
casting director, creative photographer, videographer, editor...
He runs a platform called Black in Britain. I will put a link below. If you need like black media, black events, like that kind of stuff, then check out Black in Britain. And if you want to see some interviews that Hayaat's done on behalf of Black in Britain, then check them out as well. Yes.
So yeah, she actually messaged me, and then from then I had like one premiere, then a red carpet, and then things like that, and then it just kind of
which is where you belong. Like, look at you.
Thank you. And then it's just like kind of spiraled, and it's been fun. So I think trying to like. I've been modelling for the past 3 years now, and it's actually so ironic because my old modelling agency is just around
I saw when I came out.
So yeah, I think just managing all of that has been wild. And also what we said about managing relationships in that time. I don't know if you guys can relate, but I am like in a weird position of being the unemployed friend who's really busy. Because you know when you're not in a full-time job or you're in a creative job, people think that you're kind of always available, and you kind of are because of flexibility, but you're not because you have actual stuff.
Most time you end up working more than a 9 to 5.
Exactly, because there's no boundaries to your work.
So I'll be up until 6 a.m. every night.
I was up until 4 last night. It's crazy.
I saw you on the timeline as well.
I'll be tweeting. But so because of that, it's like hard when you're having friends who are in like corporate roles or friends who are also creatives and who have really, really busy schedules or like eclectic schedules to like make the time to maintain those relationships and see people. Yeah. But me and Glow are quite, I think, forward people in the sense of like, we'll be proactive about reaching out, texting, calling, FaceTiming, linking up. But then we have other friends who aren't that same way inclined, and then like managing the frustration with that. I haven't seen one of my best friends
in like months. Really? I haven't seen Shara in months.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, when was the last time I saw Shara?
Have I seen Shara this year?
That's so fucked up. That's actually fucked up.
I know. So
that's how you guys sister. I'm Mukwano.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, like, because you're someone that, like, I've known you for, like, a good few years. I feel like we've been good friends for at least 2 years now.
Yeah, definitely.
And we both live in South. Yeah. Like, there's literally half an hour between our houses, but do we see each other?
I don't see Glow.
I don't remember the last time I saw you in the daytime. I think this is the first time in, like, a year. But it's one of those things crazy. Where, I mean, obviously, we occupy similar industry spaces, which is a privilege in that, like, we understand that like it's not ideal to just see each other at parties or events and whatnot, but it's nice that we can you know, invite each other out. I respect the intention. It's like, hey, I want to see you, come to this, vice versa. And I feel like the time that we spend between events, I feel like we do a good job of like
texting,
you know, like texting or like FaceTiming or like, you know, following each other on Twitter. It's like you get an insight to people's lives anyways. But I think being intentional about friends, because I'm 25 in a sec. I'm
already 25.
I might be 25 when this comes out.
Everyone around me is acting like I'm a bloody grandma. And is. Yeah, and is. Like,
by the time this comes out, I might be 25. Who knows?
Crazy.
Yeah, I think like getting older, and like trying to be more intentional about friendships is really fucking hard. It's something that I've been trying to do for like the last year. Like, if you know me, it's something I say a lot. Daytimes, you see my thing with daytimes, it's like I realize that it's not just that I don't have daytimes free, because a lot of the time I do. I think it's that subconsciously I'm unwilling to give people my daytimes.
That's you know what? Sometimes you're too real. Sometimes you're too real.
No, because like, if I really wanted to, I would. Like, I would make it happen. It's sunny now. Why aren't we at a park? Why don't we go get coffee?
Oh my God, there's something wrong with Southwest Londoners and the fucking park. If you live in Balham, Tooting, Streatham, any of those, let's go to the park. Let's go to the common. Let's go to the park. Let's go to the common.
It's free.
I'm done with that. Stop doing that to me.
No,
stop asking me to go to the fucking park.
She's too visual for
it. No, I've always hated it.
Carpets, you can't do parks no more.
I've been hating the park. Like, leave me alone.
Why, you got hay fever?
No, I mean sometimes. This is a park. Like, there's not even a view. There's not even a view where you guys are though. No, there's no view. If you go to Telegraph Hill, or you go to Burgess Park, you get a nice little view. See,
okay, but you said we have to go to the fucking south. Let's go to Telegraph Hill. Let's go Burgess Hill. Let's be going.
Okay, let's be going. That is the glow phrase. Take a shot every time you hear "Let's be going."
Yeah, when you listen to this podcast, take a shot every time you hear "Let's be going," please. No, because let's be going. Like we can figure something out. Like I feel like, especially in summer, like that's when I see more of my friends, because it's like, listen, this economy is doing me bad. It's literally fucking me up the arse. Like, but it's like summers where you can see people in the daytime for cheap. Picnics, like.
No, don't even do that. These are they're so fake. Picnics. They will have their rolling paper, their blem, and a K cider, and they're talking about picnics.
Sorry, who said anything about K?
That's all I listen. That shows how long it was since I went to the park. Because that was what those folks were drinking. I haven't drank a K in years. Listen, that was never. Anyway,
but no, there's middle ground. It's like there's no reason why we can't go to an art gallery, then like, you know, sit by the River Thames, then maybe go have a picnic in the park.
That's
eat some
our
sushi.
next date. Okay. Simi, are you coming?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll review our next date when we do the dilemmas.
We'll post it on the Chirpse Hurt socials, and we'll do a dilemma in the park.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. I fuck with it.
There you go.
Okay. Let's see what's next on the agenda. Oh, we are good for time.
I told you, baby, you gotta worry.
Okay, so let's get into what everyone really wants to know about us.
Oh God.
How's your love life?
Oh my God, you remember the last time I was here and I sang Scissor? Do you remember the context of that? Yeah. The person who I was talking about came up to me in a party and said, "So what? Is that what you're doing?" I got exposed.
Well, it's good to know that you listen. Thanks for tuning in.
Fair
feel free to share on the stories. If you have an issue with Hayaat, feel free to send a dilemma and I will drug her.
Don't.
But no, yeah. How's your love life now?
Do you want to start? How about you start?
Okay. Well, my love life is bleak right now, but in a good way. I don't want to date.
Flo is one of those people who gets a little bit insane when they get a crush.
A little bit. Fam, I was long story short, let me even give the listeners a rundown, because I don't care what he thinks about me saying this. But so I was seeing someone. I was seeing two people actually. Period. From November to about January. I got dumped twice in 2 weeks. The first one I had met at like a housewarming party last Feb, and it was all cool, and then we got along really well, and then I left the party, and then I remembered I forgot to get his Instagram, so I cut back to the house in the rain, knocked on the door, and I was like, out of breath. I was like,
running in the rain. Can you imagine?
To get your Instagram, and like he found that quite sweet. So we were like talking for a bit, and then I kept saying I'd invite him out, but I didn't really, because I didn't want to overwhelm him, because my social life can be very intense.
Yeah,
if you're
going out of glow is a lot.
Yeah, there's like so much law. I was like, I don't want to do this to you. But then in October we matched on Hinge. I went on the app to delete it, and he's the first person I saw. So I was like, cool, this is a sign. We started talking, started seeing each other. It was really good. I had been so off dating for a while, and I feel like this really softened me up. Like, I really I don't know, it was the first person in a while that I could see maybe actually being like somebody I could take serious, if that makes sense. I didn't know what I wanted.
Can I ask a question? When you say take serious, are you a monogamous person, a polyamorous person? What's the vibe?
Well, I'm not poly. That's what I'm not trying to juggle like multiple proper partners. I think right now my dating style would probably depend on the person, but I think I would want to try monogamy.
Yes.
I can do monogamy. I've done it before. It's not an issue.
Yeah,
because he's someone where I was just like, I think that was it as well. He's someone where I was just like, oh fuck, like if this like gets serious, like I would be monogamous with him. That's disgusting to say now. And yeah, I was seeing someone else as well casually, which was nice. So the first guy dumped me. He didn't dump me. He ended our relationship, our romantic relationship, because it had gone to 3 months. So we were doing a check-in, and then I think he realized that like. What he said to me is that, Glow, you're a very like expressive person. You have such a like big community behind you. Like you get so much love and support, which you deserve. Like you're a real lover and you deserve to be loved wholly. He's a very nonchalant person. His communication skills aren't there yet, and he's not expressive enough. And he knows that. And he basically just said to me like, "Oh, I just feel like you deserve more than what I can give you right now." And I was like, "Do you know what? Cool. I respect that."
Yeah,
it was. Sure. I don't get me wrong. I was shattered. I was distraught.
It still hurts. Yeah.
But because of the way he approached me and like the selflessness of how he ended things, because he could have just had his cake and ate it. Like I spent most of my time just going to his house, and I would never come empty-handed. So it's like if he really wanted to just enjoy the validation, company, he could have just chilled there. But so yeah, we've had a very good friendship since. Depending on how things go, I might get him on an episode of the podcast. And I'm actually good friends with someone else he's dated. and she wanted to come on the podcast as well. So, yeah, we might do a little, red table talk, air out some grievances that we have.
All three of you?
Yeah, with his conduct.
That's, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, the second person ended things with me because, so we were seeing each other a bit more casually. I think, one, I didn't really know how to juggle two people. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know how to juggle two people emotionally. I think
that's so fair. I don't know why we have to pretend like we have to be used to that. Like,
yeah.
I don't think that's that could be, okay. I think that's a norm in the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
In the heterosexual community, it may be the norm, but we don't know about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot more deceit in that.
Yeah.
And so it means that you don't really have to be as, like, comfortable with it because more time you don't know.
Yeah. That
is still problematic, but I can't ever pretend that I can do that whole, don't even do that. Don't do that.
See, the thing is, I thought I could because I have in the past. But I think where I'm at now, I think I've regressed a lot as well in terms of like jealousy and like emotions and like whatnot.
Is that why do you think that's regressing though?
I think it's regressing because of the reasons why. Because because it's literally almost all to do with insecurity for me, and I know that.
Okay.
But the second person ended things with me because I think I'd spent so many emotions on the first situation, and because of how nonchalant he was, I think I was becoming a lot more insecure, and so I was holding back a lot.
Yeah.
So I was masking a lot of like my thoughts, my feelings. I'm a yapper. I wasn't talking like this. This person pulled me up and was just like, "Hey, I feel like I'm carrying the weight of the conversation on our dates," and I was like, "What?" I was gagged. And yes, I wasn't being my real self, and he picked up on that, and it made him feel almost objectified because it was like, if you're not being yourself, then what am I here for?
Yeah.
And that's a conversation we'd had prior about how we both feel like we get objectified or treated like kind of like manic pixie dream girls, like people just projecting these like whimsical, creative, like expressive people onto us and not actually seeing us for who we are. So I was kind of distraught to know that I had done that to someone else, having already spoken about it. We're still cool, like we went no contact for a bit, which was probably for the best. But yeah, it left me with a lot to reflect on, and so I'm just like, cool, I'm not dating right now. Don't want to date. Don't want to mess anyone's son up, and don't want to.
What the hell's that? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but yeah. So how's your love life? Hi.
It's calm, isn't it? Anyway, Delamus.
Okay, what I'm gonna ask is, are you single?
I am talking to someone.
Okay, are you available for toasting? Like, are you available to be approached? If someone were to, approach you with intention and they had things that you were looking for.
I doubt it, honestly.
Okay, first.
I doubt it. I don't think I would, because I can't focus on more than one person at a time. Like if I'm talking to you properly, it's tunnel vision type thing. So I'll be lying to say otherwise. Well,
give us an update because as you know already, I have. Listen, let me tell you about Hayaat, right? Anytime I post Hayaat, anytime I go out of Hayaat, my DMs they're blowing up. Everyone's always asking me, "Oh, like, is she single? Oh, what's she saying? Oh, can you hook me up?" And I'm like, firstly, no. And firstly, I rate you very, very highly. And no offense, I mean, take offense if you want. Offense or no offense to a lot of the people who hop into my DMs about you. I feel like I have a very good gauge of who would be good for you based on the people I know.
He's literally never said any of them are worth any of my attention.
At least not right now, because there's certain people I'm just like, yeah, you might have potential, but not right now. And I don't want you to wait. I don't want you to fuck up your chance. Firstly, because I feel like you're very much a person. If you fuck it up once, I'm not gonna.
Can't lie.
Yeah, so I'm just like,
no takebacks.
Yeah, just wait until you're ready. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be letting the people know when you're ready for toasting. You're ready for toasting.
Why are you saying toasting? Is this like a new slang?
Like,
I'm 25 and I don't know slang anymore. Fuck!
This is millennial like Nigerians. They be like,
okay.
I'm ready to be toasted. Like, I'm positioning myself to be toasted. Like,
never heard of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know what? To be fair, I'm ready to be toasted. If someone moves to me with intention and I fuck with their vibe, I'm open. I'm just not looking because I'm a very intentional date and blah 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 blah. Yeah. So I know that like if I'm gonna shoot my shot to someone, it needs to be like I need to be ready to actually take it there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still very good. We up so fast. I love us.
Concise.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I've had like a few crushes and I have a few friends who like this is my problem, right? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save it for the next segment.
Okay.
Which is reasons why we're still single.
Oh yes.
So me and Hayaat, I set us a little homework. We wrote down a list of reasons why we're still single. It's been a trending thing like on the timeline recently. So I'm gonna read out a list of reasons why I'm single. I might explain some of them, but I'll do about like 7 or 8. Okay. One is I'm unserious right now. I know that like my heart's not in it. I know that like I just don't feel like it would be an intentional thing for me to do to date right now. Yeah. 2, I'm financially unstable right now.
Yeah.
At least until next month. It doesn't make sense for me to be arranging dates that I can't keep up with. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be doing cheap picnic. I'm tired. I like a picnic with my friends.
Real. You see how it's cheap when it's his lover.
Yeah, but
his
friend.
Hey.
Yeah, but if it's my friend, it's like you're my G. Like,
don't take me to the fucking park,
like,
okay?
I would have a good time with you in a crackhead. I don't care where we are. Listen, take me to a junkyard. Like,
let's take me to the bando next. Anyway.
Okay, 3. My type is a weapon formed against me.
Should I actually expand on that?
If you know me, if you know my type, right? So I love, the producers even shaking their head right now. So in terms of my attraction hierarchy, my preference is black, preferably dark skin, black men or non-binary people. Usually with like a unique hairstyle, unique, locks or braids, cornrows, twists, whatever. Just I'm not like a buzz cut or like shape up kind of person. A fade can I can fuck with a fade. It's whatever, but creative. Unfortunately, usually alternative in terms of style and whatnot. So as I'm listing these things, you can already tell the kind of useless individuals that I'm interested in.
No offense,
half of them are either closeted or like bisexual, but they are scared of men. I'm 24 going on 25, so already my age group were very unserious people. Most men my age are very emotionally immature, very socially and politically unaware, if not ignorant or bigoted. Most of us live at home. So I'm even listing off some of my other reasons. But yeah, most of us live at home or with family. So even if they are like out in their social life, most of them aren't out to their parents and stuff. I don't like bringing people back to mine unless we're like friends. But even still, I don't really do that. When have you been to my house?
I've actually never been to your house.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Fuck the numbers. I'm just going to list out the rest of the ones I said. I don't really date women. So for those who don't know, I'm not gay. I actually do like women, but my attraction to women is very, very inconsistent. But in like recent months, I feel like I've been unpacking so many things to do with like gender and like how I interact with the world. And I think when it boils down to women, even when I am really attracted to women, I don't really fuck with gender roles in my relationships. Like, and even when I've like talked to like queer women or whatnot, we do naturally end up falling into those gender roles, and I'm not really a fan. Like I was talking to this straight boy the other day, and he was asking me questions about like what it's like to like date queer. And the first thing he asked me is like, "Oh, who pays on the first date?" And I was just like, "That's not really like we don't have that conversation the same way that like straight people do. It's not like because obviously straight people, it's like the assumption is the man, or like if we're gonna split, it's a whole conversation. But I think when I've gone on dates, it's like there's usually no conversation, and then the assumption is we'll split.
Yeah.
The only time we'll have a conversation is if one person wants to pay. So it's kind of the reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't really date women right now. I would be open to it in the future. I want to explore in summer. I want to see what happens, but yeah, I'm too strict.
In what way?
The weirdest things that piss me off, like if I'm talking to a guy and like, okay, if it's DMs, I don't mind, but like if I'm interested in someone and then let's say I make a tweet and then they reply to the tweet, ask me what a word means. So why didn't you Google it? Like, why didn't you Google it? Like, or like, I don't know, like, I just have weird little like icks or just, I just feel like I'm too strict. I'm a bit too strict. There's so many like red flags that aren't even red flags that I would take as red flags. I'm just like, this is just an indication that you're not there. You're not where I need you to be like mentally. Yeah. But as I said, most people my age won't be. So I feel like I need to give a little bit more grace. Be less strict. Still have discernment, but be less strict when picking partners. Oh, and the last one, I'm not a bottom. See, unfortunately, most of the men that fit within my type category, I would say they either give mask vibes or they give like androgynous vibes, or just like they're not like femme or hyper femme, right? And I feel like because I'm someone like I can be mask, I can be femme, I can be androgynous. I feel like I'm quite an androgynous person because I'm more comfortable in that. I feel like when I'm talking to more masked men, there's like almost a subconscious assumption that that they be doing the bending, you know, which don't get me wrong, I'm happy to bottom sometimes, but I wouldn't class myself as a bottom. That's not something that like I actively seek out. That's not something that's like a default for me. And I feel like because I'm so outspoken about sex and because of just my demeanor, I think a lot of people assume that I am. Like I think I tweeted the other day, like, oh, like my bum's getting bigger, like, oh, maybe I should bottom. And then like a few people were replying like, wait, you ain't? And I was like, well, no, like if you really knew like what goes down in the DMs and like in the bed, But yeah, I mean, I feel like my close friends know I'm quite a sadistic person. Like I really enjoy seeing men uncomfortable and in pain. I really love dominating men, whether that's psychologically, physically.
Should we leave you alone with the camera right now?
I mean,
I just feel like
listen. But yeah, I can do a bit of both, and I think my sexual position or my lack thereof a distinctive sexual position limits me in a lot of ways, because a lot of the men that I would be attracted to are so like kind of constipated in their masculinity that a lot of them probably want a bottom, but they wouldn't let themselves. Yeah, because it's gay or it's like it's
constipated in your masculinity is a very that's the thing. Wow.
Yeah. So why are you single?
So. This is my list.
Well, you can improv. I wrote down on the train.
No, okay. Improv, timing. I think me and the person I'm talking to have very hectic schedules. So in terms of timing, it would be a little bit like we need things to be more stable before we can
not a 9 to 5 either?
No, before we can make that like commitment or whatever. Am
I allowed to ask like what kind of like industry he's in?
I'm not talking about him.
Okay, cool. I'm just trying to get a gauge of like what his schedule might be in comparison to yours.
Do you know why? Only because after I got bagged last time, I'm not talking about.
Okay, no. But is his schedule as like kind of like
it's way more eclectic than mine. Okay. It makes me look like a 9 to 5er.
Okay,
yeah, definitely.
That's long, yeah.
And then outside of that situation, so like let's act as if I'm not still talking to this person, whatever. I would do more general because I feel like that's more fun.
Yeah.
I think it's like weird. Like I'm very social, but I kind of worry that I don't know how to talk to people.
I don't think you do.
Yeah, look. I don't think you do. Why are you saying that?
Huh? Why? I think you know how to talk to people like in like a social setting, like a friendly way, and you're a very fucking good interviewer and presenter. I actually don't think you know how to talk to men.
Oh no! That's not what I mean in that way.
I mean, as in if you were to shoot your shot, I don't think you know how to.
Are you joking? Glow. Do you know what? Ask Myla.
Yeah, do you know because I've never known you.
You've never seen that. Yeah, fair. I feel like I got a game, but anyway.
I've never seen you chirps anyone.
But to be fair, I wouldn't really chirp someone. Like anyway, whatever. So in the way that I meant, it's more that like sometimes I say things and they get interpreted so incorrectly that I'm just like, damn, like maybe I'm just
like an example, or like in what way?
There was one that was dating related, but I'll have to circle back to it because I know it's up for time.
Okay.
But it's just like I feel like sometimes it's just like if you don't know me and like you've just met me, you're not gonna get me.
Okay, it's hard to grasp.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And then another reason is I'm not impressed by the men in our generation right now. I'm just not impressed. Like I just feel like men just say that they like you and they think that that's it.
Oh,
like that's it.
I'm so like me too. I like myself.
Sorry for me. Do you know like? Okay, I believe feelings for people should be unconditional, but for you to be in my life, there's very much terms and conditions, and they don't want like they just want to be there, and that's it.
The love can be unconditional, but the relationship is very conditional. Yeah,
very conditional, and it's like in terms of like emotional intelligence, availability, communication, consistency, acts of service, all those things. They don't have shit to offer.
Yeah.
Another thing, I feel like people, what's it called? They have an image of me because of modeling. We've spoken about this before.
Yes.
And obviously, I'm a vain person, but the type of vanity they project onto me is as if I lack depth.
Yeah.
One thing about me, I don't like depth. So they just come with these useless, like, and I'm just like, what do you think you're, like, I'm bored of you, like, you're boring.
Yeah.
Another thing is I will always say how someone's made me feel.
Yeah.
And I feel like some men think that it's useless, like sometimes discussing emotions without, you know, like sometimes they're too solution focused, which I think a lot of guys hide behind, but it's not that, they're just emotionally unintelligent.
Yeah, it's like they're being avoidant by like trying to be over practical.
Exactly. And you want to use practicality to avoid sitting here and dealing with the situation at hand. Don't like that. Another thing is...
I've been very guilty of that.
Another thing is that I feel like I don't have I think the discipline, like, do you know what, when I really like someone, and this is platonic and romantic, I do have a tendency to make excuses for them. And I feel like I need to sort that out until, like, if I was going to date outside of this, not outside of the situation, like if the situation ended and I was going to date again, I wouldn't until I know I could be more strict with myself, because I'm too old now where I feel like I can entertain that type of stuff. Like, for you to have access to me and be in my life, I can't be willy-nilly and giving passes. It doesn't mean that you need to be like, no, I'm not going to go to that length of being strict. Obviously, you'll give someone grace, but I feel like I've been way too lenient with grace in the past. And I've used intention to be like, oh, they didn't mean it, but they did it, you know?
Yeah, I'm triggered because same.
Yeah.
But no, I very much hear you on that, especially because, I mean, we both know each other to be very hard on ourselves. Like, we have a lot of the same problems when it comes to self-analysis. Yeah. And like the same grace you're giving these people where they may not deserve it or may not be warranted in these situations, you probably wouldn't give yourself if you treated someone like that.
Yeah, literally. I never would, and that's the thing. Like, when I make mistakes with people, I overthink it so much. It could be so minor, but I will really, really overthink it and like beat myself up about it. So it's like, it shouldn't, like, yeah.
No, I hear you. Yeah. Well, I think that's enough reasons for now, because we are going to have to wrap up in a second.
I think we should try sneak a quick dilemma.
Wait, Simi, do you want to come on? So, guys, let me introduce you to my new assistant producer. If you know them, you know them. Another Ugandan. My daughter,
hello.
Simi. Another model, creative, just all around bad bitch, like fashion icon.
Period.
If you want to send a dilemma, use the link below. And if you want to respond to any of the dilemmas that we've shared, then use hashtag #AskGlow on Twitter or Threads, I guess.
Yeah, Threads.
Okay, so this dilemma is called Hotboxing The Closet.
Oh.
It was sent by a 24-year-old man from London, right? Okay. Hey, Glow. I'm a big fan of the podcast. Thank you. I'm glad you're back. I'm a straight black guy who's recently gotten close to a guy I met at a Motive. Let's call him Luke. We hang out a lot, smoking, going to Motives, and sometimes I help him make fashion content. Cool. Long story short, I'm pretty sure he's gay. I have a lot of queer friends who have told me stories about DL men, and he ticks every box. Oh, okay. Luke gets really flirty and touchy when he's drunk or high, which I don't mind because I'm a playful person. One of my gay friends has a Twitter account where he posts his nudes and OnlyFans content, and I clocked Luke follows it. I then went through his following list and saw he follows a lot of gay porn accounts. He seems very in denial, which I get because he's a black male content creator in a quite masculine space. He gets a lot of female attention, but tends to only fuck girls when he's high or drunk. I can tell he's not actually having fun, and I'm worried he may be trying to force himself to be straight. I care about him a lot, and I want him to know he can be himself around me. How do I get him to open up to me and stop hotboxing the closet?
That's a
Sorry,
that was
really? You are a writer, sir.
Do you
want to come and be my editor?
You're like Gary Bradshaw, yeah. Like, that was really good.
Very PEE paragraph.
Firstly, I'm really glad that like he has a friend like you. Like as a queer person, having straight male friendships, especially with black men, is so validating, and it's made me feel really safe in the last few years. Do you know what? Yeah, because he seems like someone like, if he was like DL but he was actually fucking with guys already, it would be a different story. But this is someone who's not even at the point where he does stuff with guys or talks to guys. So I would say he's probably in denial to the point where he hasn't even accepted that he's queer or 100%. Whatever. If he is, I would say just when he's making them jokes, like really lean into the jokes, like just create a safe space for him to joke about those things. Like, you know, when he's playful or making banter, maybe just like, I mean, obviously within your own boundaries, like make some jokes back or be like, I mean, you're a good looking guy, like that boys would love you, or like stuff like that. Or when you're at Motives together, as you said, you go out together, maybe like, you know, make comments, like introduce him to your queer friends, like seeing people be open and be themselves might be nice for him. Helpful. Like, yeah, I guess because he seems in denial and not someone who knows who he is, I would say I wouldn't like outright confront him because he's going to be very defensive, especially if he doesn't think that he is. I'll just say, just keep curating a space. If this is someone that you go out with, maybe take a lead in like where you go. Like, again, bring him to more spaces that are kind of like diverse, like in terms of sexuality and stuff like that. You said he's a fashion content creator. see if you can go to some like fashion spaces with him, like, you know, and meet people, talk to people. Half the boys in them fashion spaces are gay, if anything. But as someone with a lot of content creator friends who are maybe, sorry. Yeah, I have a lot of fashion content creator friends and a lot of content creator friends, and I do know people in the space who are gay or bi, or like, I know that within themselves, but they still have a hard time coming out and stuff like that, which sounds stupid because it's like, it's fashion, like, or like, it's creative, space, it's like
you can do what you want to do.
It's like half of these designers are gay men anyways, but I still feel like there's a lot of like, when you're perceived to that level, it's a lot, especially as a black man.
Especially growing up as a black man, at the end of the day, you are taught to be that provider, to be that manly man, to be like the pinnacle of what all men can be. So there definitely is that fear. However, I do think being around queer spaces, around queer people can help open that barrier. And also, do not douche for DL trade.
Period.
Do not douche for DL trade.
What does that mean?
So do you know what douching is?
Yeah.
It's like, because douching is a lot of effort. Like it's actually like you're really like taking a chunk out of your day. Like, it's an arduous process. So it's like they don't deserve it.
So if you're
How long does that take?
Douche for DL trade, don't do it.
What the fuck is DL trade?
So trade.
Okay, no, like I feel so straight. I mean, I am, but like
trade is like it was New York ballroom slang. Mostly for like black or sometimes Latino men who
see, I'm happy I don't pretend to just know what this means because I have no
I'm glad you do it so I can define it.
Yeah,
it's like black or Latino or like brown men who would be straight passing.
Okay.
So they like boys, but they are straight passing to a point where like you might be surprised if you saw them talking to a guy. But it's like the girls not.
The girls know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I'll be emotive and like I'll see like a guy who's my type and I might walk past me like, hey Trade, or like like I just say it as a joke where I'll say to my friends like, oh hey Trade, or like I'm going out to find Trade. So like DL Trade would just be, I guess, someone who's Trade but it's just DL.
Okay, wow.
Like sometimes I joke about like my friends, like there's this phrase opium trade now, like, you know them like the alternative like them kind of little Uzi kind of little Yachty, little Uzi like Carti kind of boys.
Sassy man apocalypse enters in DL Trade.
Yeah, because I can't like I even call some of my straight boyfriends Trade, like
they are though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey Trade.
Hey Trade.
So yeah.
Okay, well, I feel like you guys covered the base for that.
Yeah.
Of course. Obviously, don't draw him out. I don't think it's good to just out people and be like, hey, I know what you are.
Yeah.
Just let him willingly open up just by being in spaces where he feels accepted. That's the best thing you can do for him.
Yeah. And if you even play truth or dare with him, you know, them people there like, I'm not gonna like get one of your friends to I don't know, like dare you to kiss a boy, just so that you know, so that he knows, that like this is an acceptable thing. It's like, if my straight girlfriend can like kiss a boy as a joke, then
no judgment, free zone. Yeah,
and
that's cute.
Yeah.
Do you want to do another?
Yeah, exactly.
If they ain't coming, who cares?
Guys, I'm so sorry for the sniffles today. Like, I am not with it.
Do you know what? I really feel like in the camera, I don't know if it's gonna cut this part, but in the camera, I'm like not in the shot. We have to just see. You have to pray.
Oh no, I can see it from the reflection.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I be watching.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is called Grief Turned Me into a Hermit. I know who sent this one. This was sent by one of my online friends. Love you lots. Thank you for sending this. She's 25 and lives in America. Cool. A little over 2 years ago, I experienced the death of a sibling, and sorry for your loss. And since then, I found that I'm extremely neglectful and inconsistent with my friends. Even the act of texting them back has become something that fills me with anxiety. I only see them every couple months, and those few meets completely deplete my social battery. I've explained this to them, but I'm worried that they'll eventually grow tired of my behaviour and move on from me. I'm struggling with giving myself grace as I try and navigate life with grief versus not leaning on my grief as an excuse to be flaky. Because being flaky has become my default comfort zone. It's something that feels good to do. Do you have any advice on how I might challenge myself to be more social again?
Okay. So, firstly, again, sorry for your loss. But secondly, have you thought maybe about speaking to someone about it? And I don't mean that in like a patronizing way at all. But what you said about the anxiety surrounding communication and it feels good to flake. I think saying it feels good is really interesting because it's like you need to unpack why that is. Is that the lack of pressure? Is it that you like that you're feeling included in it? Everyone has included you in this thing and then you can choose to remove yourself last minute. Like, what is it about that? And I think that they would also be really helpful at helping you like come up with ways to help yourself be more social. But I think in terms of like outside of therapy, online, like starting off doing things online, you can do like those Netflix parties with FaceTimes and things. There are those like Discord rooms where you, or like Geneva or Slack rooms or whatever, where you can just meet like-minded people and talk about a series or talk about this or talk about that. Like sometimes if you are feeling like, okay, going out can be like really draining, I think utilizing the online spaces available
like
would be helpful.
That's if it wasn't for FaceTime and things, like, we probably would have fell off. Like
and I think it will help you maybe also be more comfortable to be like, okay, I just don't want to go to this thing, because you're still individually maintaining these relationships with these people, and then they can see that you're still making the effort to stay in contact with them, be involved in their lives and maintain the friendship. It's just you're not ready yet to be as physically present as you want to be. So.
And eventually, when you do reach the place of being like physically present, I think it's kind of putting yourself in uncomfortable situations to begin with. That if for you feels uncomfortable in the moment, but you realize the support is still there, like realizing your friends still love you, your friends are still there for you, that is genuinely really beautiful. And grief is hard because it feels like you're falling in an endless pit, and just the darkness and the silence is beautiful and safe and comforting. But in reality, the light is still there. It's more about having to find a way to get back up, the small things, waking up, making sure that you can make your bed every single day, you can go shower every single day. Those things seem like they're, you know, small tasks and we shouldn't have to overthink them, but they could be big. For someone who's going through a lot, for someone who's going through mental health and struggles, it's a huge thing to accomplish every day. So accomplishing those small things, going through small Discord chats, Discord rooms, finding interest back in the things that you used to love so much really does like make a huge difference.
Even things that you used to do with your brother, try doing them with friends as well.
Yes.
And I think also making new friends through interest, those are people who will not know about your grief. So maybe you'll find it a little bit easier, because I think maybe a part could be that you don't want to be around people who are going to maybe have that like empathy for you that will make you like constantly feel reminded. And I feel like with new people, you don't have to tell them that you've like experienced this grief or whatever, and you can start that new relationship afresh. That's not saying ditch your old friends, but that is something that could happen. But also there's this play, actually they're in America. But there is this play called Instructions for a Teenage Armageddon. And it has the girl who is in Bridgerton, the second series, the younger sister.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't pronounce her name, so I'm not going to butcher it. But she is amazing in it. And her character goes through grief and like talks about like her social life and all that stuff after, and like instructions to get through it and things like that. So I think it's a really good watch.
If anyone else has any media recommendations about grief, send them through. I'll post them on the Twitter and stuff. My personal advice to you is FaceTime me. FaceTime me, because you're someone where we've formed quite like a new friendship. We've spoken about our grief. Because I see this person tweeting about how bad of a friend they are, and it's so funny to me because I'm like, you are a really good friend to me. Like, we live on different time zones, and you've managed to keep up communication. I've never been left hanging on like a text and felt like I'm being aired or anything. So I don't think you're realizing that you're more capable than you think you are. And maybe it's easier because, again,
maybe you're doing better than you think you are also.
And you need to give yourself more grace.
Like, I know other people that I know another person that you're friends with who really values you as a friend. Like, you're doing a lot better than you think you are. And like, well, in different time zones, let's figure something out. Let's FaceTime, even if it's like just for a bit and whatnot. And something that my last therapist told me is that when you're anxious about something, when you're anxious about doing something, especially if it's a physical or practical thing, by not doing the thing, you are confirming the anxiety. Because your anxiety is telling you that this thing is really unsafe, right? And so let's say I'm too scared to go to therapy, right? By not going to therapy, I'm confirming the belief that therapy is dangerous, and by not going, I'm keeping myself safe. And so it'll make it even harder the next time I want to go. And so all you're doing by avoiding your friends and avoiding maintaining these friendships is confirming the belief that in your head that these things are dangerous, or like you're incapable of them. So I would say start off small. Even tell your friends, hey, like, I feel like I've been a shit friend. Can you get them to come to you? Like, hey, I know we're anti-picnic, but if there's a park near your house,
what is your deal?
If there's a park near your house,
am I a dog?
Woof. Woof. If there's like a park near your house and you think you can maybe manage like 20 minutes, get them to come to you.
How about go for a walk?
Yeah, go for a walk.
I can support a walk.
Being productive in just small ways genuinely makes a huge difference.
I'm sure there's ways. Even make new friends. it's so funny because this person was thinking to get flued out to a European country.
Ooh.
And so I'm like, so you can do that with a stranger, but you're finding difficulty with a friend. So maybe it's the fact, as you said, maybe it's the fact that these are people from your past that know you and who know your grief. So maybe utilize apps and social media or like interests that you have to find friends in real life. Go on Hinge. Go on Hinge. Turn your settings to girls. Meet some other queer women.
Wait, I'm confused. So is there like a Hinge friends?
No, but
Hinge is like for making friends and relationships.
Yeah, it's
primarily
very
just for relationships.
Yeah, because this is like a queer black woman. So
Isn't there Bumble friends?
Yeah, but Bumble friends.
I think Hinge is definitely a great app to use because you can find other people who are like-minded, who probably like look the way you want to see the people you hang out with, all of that stuff.
Make a Hinge account, set it to black women, put things that you want to do, maybe go to an art gallery, so that at least you have stimulus, you can walk around, and you're not going to spend the whole day there, so you can always leave if you want to, but find new ways of reaching out to people, making new friends, and that might make you be able to reconnect with your old friends a bit better.
I love how you always say art gallery. Can you name 5 other things to do in public?
Yeah,
that's not the pub.
Go get
the
food,
park.
but because this person's anxious, I don't want to trap them. Because you know, if you get food, it's like it's up to you to just leave. At an art gallery, once you've seen all the art, it's just implied that you leave anyways.
Oh, that's true.
Or go see a movie. But I feel like movies and
it's not a good social.
It's not great socially, no. Arcades and junk.
Yeah. Or go to a concert by yourself.
True.
Yeah.
Solo trips. As much as I'm anti-solo trip,
why?
It could help. Not my thing. I genuinely, you know what? I'm really scared to just do things alone.
Really?
Genuinely.
Why?
I can't even like go to the grocery store and I'd be like,
but can you go to parties by yourself?
No.
Really?
Why?
Like I can't do anything alone. I don't know. Okay, I know why.
But it's so interesting.
Yeah, this is a dilemma. Hold on.
Wait, I know why. I think it's more, I hate the idea of being just left with myself, my own thoughts and what I could possibly like think and do. I'm an extremely social person. I love people. I love talking to people. I love making new friends. But I find that easier knowing that I have a backup plan of I'm going to this party. I may not speak to my friends the whole time, but I know I can like run back to them if anything gets too anxious or too scary. It's like a part of me knows, even the reason I haven't moved out yet, I am someone who depends heavily on the support around me. My friends mean the world to me because without them, it's like I feel directionless. I feel like I'm just stuck with the hyperness of life and trying to make sure I'm always in the right place or always overthinking everything. And I know if I'm alone, I'm overthinking every single instance that I'm in. So I don't feel like it's safe to me. I don't feel like it's just going to central London to look around. I'm like, I'm going to central London. There's like 100 people here. What do I do? It's like I'm already thinking of game plans on how to leave.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to need to unpack that on your episode, actually.
Real soon.
Yeah.
Tune in.
But I don't even know if I should announce the next guest.
Oh.
But what I'll say is that the next guest is somebody that we have a lot of dating allegations. I'll say that. This is someone I'm very fond of.
I know who this is now.
I find very, very lovely, very beautiful, very special to me. And tune in for next episode.
We'll get back into everything.
Yeah.
Don't miss us too much.
Yeah. So again, sorry about the hay fever. Ciao.
I'm so dramatic.
I know, like, woe is me.
Anyway,
woe is me. If you have any feedback as well, let me know. You can always DM me questions, topics, guest suggestions. Preferably to the Chirpse Hurts Instagram. And yeah, if you're not following, then follow at Chirpse Hurts Pod on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, I'll be responding to people's responses to Ask Glow. And on Instagram, I'm going to be doing games on my story, question times, might be doing some lives as well. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, lovebirds. Bye.
Cool.
We got a good
That was a good, like, you can cut a lot, you can add a lot.
Exactly.